everyone, and welcome to this special live session hosted by IJC, Interassistential Services for the Internationalization of Conscientiology. Today, we're going to explore two truly transformative initiatives for all those interested: the 5th International Week of Conscientiology and the International Journal of Conscientiology. My name is Marcia, and I'm the coordinator of this year's event, which will happen in August 15 to 24. The International Week is a global gathering where researchers, practitioners, and enthusiasts come together to share experiences and explore cutting-edge research and expand knowledge in an interassistential way. Although this is already the 5th edition of this event, it marks a significant milestone. It is the first time the International Week of Conscientiology is organized by IJC as a fully established conscientiocentric institution, acting autonomously while continuing to welcome and embrace the entire international cosmoethical conscientiological community and the general public. The Holothecene of this event is shaped by universalism and consensual openness, encouraging an environment where people from all over the world can connect and exchange ideas. A Holothecene, simply put, is the dominant energetic atmosphere created in a particular place or event. In the case of this International Week, this Holothecene encourages expansion, collaboration, openness, and growth. Today, I'm joined by 3 guests who will help us dive deeper into what makes the International Week and the International Journal of Conscientiology so important. Ligia, who will talk about the journal and the open call for submissions. Jeffrey, who will highlight the in-person experiences at the event and why being at CEAEC makes a difference. And Virginia, who lived in Foz and has coordinated previous editions and will give us some insights into what makes it a unique opportunity for participants to visit Cognopolis in Foz do Iguaçu. Feel free to send your questions in the chat and we'll try to address them during the session. So before we get into the details, let's have a quick introduction from our guests. Ligia, let's start with you.
Hi, thank you, Marcia. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So it's a great pleasure to be here. My name is Ligia Decker. Well, I'm here because I'm the editor of the International Journal of Conscientiology. And just a quick background about myself. I was graduated in veterinary medicine. Then I made a PhD on tropical veterinary medicine. And during my academic work, I was already an editor for a journal in the normal society. So for me, it's like a great pleasure to be developing this role as an editor for a conscientiological journal, scientific journal. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Jeffrey, please.
Yeah, hi everybody. Jeffrey Lloyd. I've been researching consciousness for nearly 3 decades in a more, I suppose, dedicated and intensive way, and involved with helping develop and teach conscientiology, which is a science of consciousness, in all sorts of different continents around the world. And so, yeah, very happy to be here and be contributing to another initiative and project.
Okay, and Virginia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Virginia Ruiz. I'm from Spain. I met Conscientiology in 2002 in Madrid, and then I decided to move to Brazil to understand better the science of Conscientiology. So now I live here in Foz, the home of Conscientiology. We are the open doors to receive you here in the International Week, the 5th International Week, this edition. The last one that we did during the pandemic time, we're online, and now we decide to start and returning with the presential activities because we saw that all the benefits that we have doing this International Week in person.
Okay, now that we've met our guests, let's go over the program. So let me share the screen here. And I'm going to share the hybrid package, the in-person program with online options. So we're going to have an opening on a Friday, and then go over a field course over the weekend. That would be in person. And from Monday to Friday, there will be CIs that are going to share their experiences and practices in workshops that are online. On Wednesday, in the middle of the week, we have a laboratory at the Iguaçu Falls. That will be an in-person activity. And then the closing will be on Friday, with the last activity on the weekend, the following weekend, will be an aquaplanetarium, also a field course. So all the details are on the website, and you can go over and dive deeper there. So now I'm going to hand it over to Jeff to talk about the on-site experience and the in-person activities, followed by Virginia.
Yeah, hi guys again. So look, why is this a good idea potentially for you? What do we get out of it being in person? So obviously we can do things online at a distance. We can look at a screen and have some form of interaction. But in person is an entirely different experience, right? In person, you get to have a better sense of what it is that's going on, and you can have a much broader range of experiences. So, for example, in CEAEC, there's 17 different laboratories, and so during the International Week, and you can do those laboratories at any times. Okay, CEAEC is an open place, but obviously during the International Week, when we're trying to make it much more welcoming and easy for foreigners to get there, foreigners, i.e. like myself and whoever else who don't speak Portuguese natively, we make it really easy for people to go and have this experience. I found when I started studying these things a few decades ago, and I went to this organization, to this institution there, and this organization and structure there in Brazil. A week or two there, I would come out from there with such a fresh and really delightful perspective on life. And when I say delightful, I don't mean that in a frivolous way. I mean that in a truly meaningful way. So, for example, I remember returning home. I was living in London in the UK, returning home and going, I was just seeing everything in a different way, with much deeper understanding, much more compassion, much more understanding of myself. So every time I went to this place for a couple of weeks and then went back to my life, I could compare how I was before and then how I felt and how I was perceiving things and performing in my day-to-day afterwards. And the change was always remarkable. And so that was sort of the genesis when I started to live in Brazil a number of years ago. I'm now on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. That was really the genesis for why we started to create International Week, was to allow anyone who doesn't even know any of these words we've talked about so far, field courses and complementariums, and doesn't know anything, to allow people with absolutely no prior knowledge to go in an accompanied way, have the experiences, and then return home and carry on their lives doing whatever it is they choose to do. But hopefully on the way, having those deeply enriching personal experiences and challenges, right? So there's some moments where we can be challenged by things, usually ourselves, our own perhaps immaturities and difficulties that we haven't looked at, we haven't thought about, we haven't been prepared to confront in any way. And these laboratories I've been mentioning, you go into it alone. It's just a standalone building. You go into there, and each of them has a different theme. And for example, retrocognitions, right? So remembering past lives. You can go in there and try to have experiences that show you some of your past lives. Or there's a really great concept in Conscientiology, the science of consciousness, and it's called a thosene, and it's spelled Thosene. And what that represents, it's a new word. What it represents is the thought, the sentiment or the emotion, and the energy, right? So we as an individual are always producing those three things. Even if we're not opening our mouth, we're still producing those three things. And there's one of the laboratories, why I'm describing this as one of the laboratories is called thosenology. You go in there to understand how you are structuring your own thoughts and the emotions and your energies. And so you can get a really fantastic view of how you are choosing to manifest in this life, what you're choosing to do, and then see the consequences of that, right? So how we choose to manifest really does have consequences, immediate, real. Even if you're alone, quiet in a room studying, the consequences are palpable. And so the idea is to try to get more in tune, more aware, and so on. So that's a couple of examples of what we can experience there. So although there's this other huge range of courses that Marcia was starting to share, some of the other benefits that we get from being there in person is that being there physically, interacting with these energies of these places and of these different laboratories, of the different organizations who are going to be presenting courses to you, and being immersed in these different fields of energy, right? So people talk a lot about vibes these days. So you get a feel for the place that can trigger certain positive repercussions in you. And so that's part of the benefits of being there. Other things include like going to one of the 7 natural modern wonders of the world, which is the Iguazu Falls, which is the most probably the most incredible waterfalls in the world. And CEAEC itself, pardon me, CEAEC itself is the leading consciousness research institution in the world in the way of studying consciousness in an integral way. So that includes non-physical realities and human potentials, capabilities that are natural in humans. But in the West, we tend to try to ignore those things. But we think that if you want to be more mature and act in a more mature way, it's necessary to integrate all the aspects of ourselves and not try to ignore bits where they aren't talked about particularly openly in lots of parts of society and understood. So we want to study consciousness in an integral way, and that means first-hand direct experience. And so, yeah, that's the invitation for going to FOS, being there in person, enjoying the environment there, getting to know other people a little bit more, and then returning home to your life and seeing what you can take away from this 10 days, maybe 2-week journey that you can take to FOS, and we can help you on that and have that experience there in FOS as well. And so, yeah, that's the invitation and a bit of an overview. And Virginia, I think maybe you'll focus more on the online possibilities that people can enjoy while not being able to be there in person.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. I also focus on the on-site because I would like to highlight other things, but as Jeff was telling us, right, it's 10 days of immersive activities in the Holothecene, right, in this Thocene of Conscientiology. And this is an opportunity to explore interesting things that we are going to discover during the courses, the online and the on-site courses. And we also will participate in group laboratories. And this is very interesting because one of the activities on Wednesday, we will go to the Iguazu Falls. So we will do an activity that is called Paraecological Laboratory with Immanent Energies in partnership with Paraecologicals. And we will take a practical experiential tour along the Iguazu Falls. And we will work with different type of energies, of course, hydro energies, the energy out of water, or aero energies, phytoenergies, the energy out of plants. And as Jeff said, like, because we are in the chakra of the earth, right? One of the chakras of the earth, for the Wasu, and the Wasu falls are incredible. And we will experiment this in group. So this is a very good opportunity to do something different and very uncommon. Not just to visit the Wasu Falls for tourists, but also to have this energetic experience. Another group laboratory that we will participate in on site is the Life Technique Boulevard Laboratory. That it's because it's in partnership with another institution that Asimbexis, and this is an open air laboratory that offers a chance to reflect on your life from resoma, from the before you reborn until you're the soma, the moment you die or decimated. And as you walk along the boulevard, you review significant moments and reassess past experience and plan for the future. So this is an activity that we do in group. I did it individually because you can do this open air laboratory by yourself, right, alone. But this one we will do in group. And the main thing will be the open consciential openness and universalism. That is the theme of the International Week. And it's an incredible experience. But don't believe me, so come here and have your own experience about it, because it's very interesting, all the experience. Another group laboratory that we'll have is the Complementarium, that is in CEAEC also. It's a group laboratory to boost your parapsychics. So during the energetic couplings, so you will in front of an instructor, and you may perceive different para-perceptions, you know, maybe a chakra that activate, or a perception, clairvoyance, anything, energy around your arm. So it's very interesting laboratory to have experience, different kind of experience. You need to be open. And this is gonna be in CEAEC in group. We will have some specialists in energies that we call epicons. That's going to be Roberto Leimi, Cristina Arakaki, and Rui Bueno, that will be there with us in this Complementarium. For the first time, we also will have the first course, field course of IJC, that it's called Universalism, a Step Towards Polykarma, right? This is the name of the course. And we are preparing very interesting activities, right, Marcia? to help us to assess and expand our level of universalism. That is this sense of mega fraternity that you have to other people, to the whole planet, you know, to be connected with everyone in a deep way. So we are preparing practical exercise, energetic experiments, and that will help the participants to rethink their own perspectives. Maybe we may recycle traits, open ourselves for new ideas or ways of understanding. This could be another possibility. And the course also will be led by Roberto Leimic. This is a specialist in energetic perceptions. This is an epicon that we call here in Conscientiology. So this is the group laboratories, right? During the International Week. But we have a lot of on-site activities. During the International Week, we work with a lot of people. We are volunteers now of IJC, but we work with other volunteers of conscientiology that they are specialists in other areas. So you will have an overview of conscientiology. The International Week, I think it's an international networking opportunities. Why? Because I think that one of the best parts of this event is meeting with people from all over the world. So it's a chance to finally connect with someone that you always meet online, but you didn't have the opportunity to meet in person, make new friends, find others who share the same affinities on the same interests. And you know how sometimes you just meet the right people at the right time. That's happens when with the destiny encounters, because people coming together with the same objectives at the same place, aligned with their, with the life projects. Sometimes can happen this, to meet people that you have a lot of affinity and this is very related to your life project or proexis. What more can I say? That you also had the opportunity to connect with the astrophysical team, also to have inspirations, not only with new friends or colleagues, but also with consciousnesses from other dimensions, to connect with this, to receive inspirations and maybe understand new concepts. This happens sometimes we receive some feedbacks, for example, that people didn't understand one technique, that for example, the penta technique, that it's a technique that we use to donate energy every day. And the person didn't understand very well, and when she came here, she understood the concepts, she understand better how to apply the techniques. So this is very important also to go deep in our self-research and applying conscientiological techniques in a better way. And I think it's all about, the value of the group, because we are connected, sharing, and growing, recycling all together. So I think we have a lot of benefits of participating in the International Week. You will have an overview about what is conscientiology. You will be in the source of conscientiology, that it's Cognopolis for the Wazoo. As I was telling you, maybe you could learn how to apply practical techniques like, mobilizing energies, techniques that you will apply in practice. And it's a huge investment because it's 10 days, and I guess it's like evolutionary holidays that you will have. So it's a time you will recharge your energies and return home feeling renewed, and also with more clarity about maybe your life project, or what you want to do or to continue doing on your evolutionary path. Okay, so before and after, I think this experience, you feel difference, and I'm telling this because I had the experience, and we have other feedbacks from people that had the same. So we are welcome you with open arms to receive you here. This is what I wanted to share with you guys.
Thank you, Virginia and Jeff, for your contributions. And there is this whole range of practical activities you can engage with. But conscientiology is also an expanding science, which brings new discoveries and insights into the multidimensional nature of consciousness. And a fundamental part of this expansion is the International Journal of Conscientiology, which provides a platform for publishing high-quality research in this field. So now I'm going to invite Ligia to tell us a bit more about the importance of the journal and the open call for new submissions. Now, please, Ligia.
Thank you. Before I talk about the International Journal, I just want to have the opportunity to make a comment about my case regarding the International Week, because I think there is also one very important aspect, which is the contribution of every participant to connect with people they have affinities. Maybe not in this life, but this is the multidimensional work network, like Virginia said. And I got to know conscientiology in 2017. I was living already for many years in Germany, and this was in August 2017. And I think it's not just by chance that this was the first International Week happening in Foz do Iguaçu. So I think it's really important for people to be, available for this huge interassistential task together with the extra-physical team. So think about this. What is your contribution to this huge work involving so many people, either here at this dimension or extra-physical dimension? But talking about the International Journal, we started this project, this idea, in 2021. And this was already during the third International Week. Yeah, because the International Week happens every 2 years. So we have this idea exactly to bring scientificity to the meetings, to the event. And so we started with this journal, International Journal of Conscientiology, publishing one issue every year. So I just want to show you quickly, Marcelo, can you share with us the homepage of the journal? I have only two slides about it.
Yeah, I think we might be having challenges as sharing external content.
Okay. So we can place the website address of the journal, and there you find all the information. So it's an open access, peer-reviewed journal. So the people submit their scientific work, and the idea is exactly to connect the researchers and to share our results, our experiences, and of course, with this, we develop the science conscientiology. Yeah. So it's a group work, a group contribution, and we are very happy to invite you to contribute to the next issue, which is now we have an open call for papers, and the deadline is until end of March. So we have 2 weeks ahead. You can prepare your manuscript and submit through the website. And the edition this year is connected with the International Week of Conscientiology. So the topic we want to explore is exactly consciential openness and universalism. We at the journal, we accept all sorts of specialties of conscientiology. So it's a journal based on the consciential paradigm, of course, but you can publish in any field of specialty of conscientiology. Okay, here it is. So here we have the current issue. So as I told you, we publish every year one edition. So the last one was 2024, and it was connected to one big event which happened in Australia, big in terms of multidimensional interest. So this was the first Australasian Pacific Conference on para-urbanology and serenology. So we have contributions from the speakers from this event. And this was the volume number 4. But if you go to the website, you can follow the previous publications. And of course, you can download the PDF of each contribution here. Okay? And what I want also to highlight is that we started in 2021, and the first edition, we called it inaugural edition, we had a very special publication with previous work already published in Conscientiology, including 2 interviews with Valdo Vieira. So it's very rich to access this material and to understand how we are developing the scientificity of conscientiology. And of course, the importance of the journal is that it's published in English. So we try to make it available as much as possible to different readers throughout the world. Yeah. So we really invite you to send contributions. You can send original articles, complete work of research, but also you can send, for example, interviews or some critical work papers about an event, about a movie, about a book, for example, and case report. If you have important or relevant experience to share with the readers, this is a big contribution. So we expect to receive as many contributions as possible. And if you have any doubt, any questions, any difficulties, please contact us. We also have the website of the journal and the email address. Okay. So I'm here on behalf of a big group of people. Yeah. We have an editorial committee, which is not so big. Jeff is part of it. Antonio Pitaguari also is part of it at the moment. But we also count with a number of people who evaluate the submissions, who make the revisions, the English revisions, and the structure revision, and so on, and the cover for the journal. So it's really a group of maybe 20 people, mostly volunteers from IJC, but also from other CEAEC, from other institutions. So we are very happy to have this, and we hope to see the name of the audience here somehow mentioned in the journal, either as an author, contributor, or also contributing with the work itself, because we need a lot of people to run this project. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to show a picture, and so I'm sharing this overview picture of CEAEC. So when we're talking about this large infrastructure and these laboratories, which you can see here in the circle around the middle, you can start to get a feel for the size and the scope of the activities and the place where International Week is going to be. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to show there. But Marcia, back to you for a moment.
Yes, please, can you, because, well, I just want to say that there's a hotel near CEAEC, so it's a good place that you can stay there also. So there's a complete structure. And also we have, the Acoplamentarium, can we see there in that photo or not? That is this.
No, we just missed out.
No.
So the hotel is here on the left, the large yellow and white building, just off to the left. And the village, another place you can stay is in the village at CEAEC, and then there's a reception and a restaurant, and obviously the hotel has its own restaurant and stuff there. So it's a really good infrastructure and place to visit. There's a lot of resources there, and just down the bottom you can only see a little bit of it in the bottom left. There's some other major key buildings there, the research centers and the big library that's there as well, with many rare works and many thousand volumes of different encyclopedias and dictionaries as well. Anything else you want to add, Virginia, there?
Yeah, I would like to add the Tertuliarium. This is the yellow one that you can see there, that is around this near the reception. And this Tertuliarium, even every day we present different verbs that related to self-research, entries. related to self-research, research about any topic that related to consciential paradigm. And it's in Portuguese, but we will have some activities during the International Week, before 1 week to the International Week, right? That also, we have different activities that we will publish, but it's very interesting, for you to know when you come here, you will visit. It's amazing, all the spaces. Some very interesting environments.
Okay.
Looking at the image here, I would like to ask you, if someone is trying to organize to be there for the first time, what would you suggest to plan, and what would make them make a decision to go?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? So there's a page on the IJC website. We'll put the link in the bottom, which basically gives you the basic stuff. So how do I get in contact with the hotel? How do I get in contact with CEAEC? Or how do you get in contact with us? So if you're interested and you're courageous and you want to experiment and experience these different things, first thing, passport, plane tickets, accommodation. Once you get to Brazil, once you get to Foz, the airport there, we can help you organize taxis for you, or you just grab a taxi and get to CEAEC reception. So it's more straightforward than you might think. It's just sort of the basic stuff. You're going to do an international trip, you get on the plane and you sit and wait patiently. But once you're there, right, everything's taken care of. Once you get to the center, and you get to just enjoy the experience, have your own time for reflection and thinking, and see what you can extract from the moments that you'll be having there. So yeah, we'll send that link to you. Actually, the page I was sharing with the image on it, that's actually a page we did a few years ago, but it's still pretty good. I'm just going to share it again, guys. Bear with me while I do that. And you'll see the basic sort of, I suppose, outline to think about for the trips. The airport codes. You can come via the airport in Argentina if that suits. The accommodation options. The hotel name is now just Tertuliarium, Iguazu Convention. Bit of an overview of taxis and restaurants and the currency. So there's a bit of an overview of stuff here, a bit of an overview of CEAEC as well. And that sort of gives you a sense of what you will encounter there and how it works, and how you would, more or less have the basis of your foundation for the experience that you're going to have. So yeah, good question, Marcia.
I would like to add that Foz is a very touristic place, and we have more people speaking English than the rest of Brazil because of that. So it's a nice place to start with coming to Brazil with in a place that has a lot of English around. You will find people speaking English.
It's true.
Do you have anything to add, Ligia or Virginia?
Yeah, about the language, for example, if you speak Spanish, you can come and participate. Don't worry about the language. We have this in Spanish. We have, for the field course, a complementarium, we had this mix of different languages at the same time, and it's very interesting, very rich enrichment, the entire course. So yeah, we had this flexibility with the Spanish. Also, we are in the cross-border, right, with other countries. So we receive this Spanish language also.
I was just going to say exactly this. Foz is a multicultural place in Brazil because of this border with Argentina and Paraguay. but also it's very rich. You can find excellent food, wonderful nature, places, amazing places, actually. So if you have the chance, don't miss it, because it's really interesting from this aspect of testing different holocene, different energetic experiences. We don't have this so easily in some other countries. So, yeah. I think it's an amazing experience.
Yeah. Another thing that I realized when connected with what Ligia and Jeff were talking is about that the place reconnects with yourself. You know, it's the external environment, it's optimal, it's very good, you know, but helps you to be more in contact with you. So it's something intraconsciencial, you know, you connect with yourself, with your who you are, what you want to do in your life. So this is it seems that you recover lucidity, something like that you are more aware about who you are, and you start prioritizing the most important things in your life. So that's another content that is very interesting.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea, Virginia. Like, I heard it described once and it stuck with me because I thought it was a very good description. Like, you start to fit better inside yourself. That makes more sense. When you have more lucidity and more knowledge about yourself, the degree of internal conflict, depression, anxiety, other challenges like that starts to diminish, because as opposed to being frustrated and you start to go, okay, you can be more understanding and more realistic about yourself. So reality is the best diagnosis, right? But many times we're layering things on top of it, distortions, wrong self-images, you know, wrong beliefs about who we are and what we are. The fact is we're like a little micro-universe, and a consciousness, an individual, is like a little micro-universe. We're extremely complex. There's a lot to us. It's not a simple thing to unravel. If it was really easy, we'd all be out of here and be done, or we'll be awesome, and everything would be rosy. That's not our reality, right? Our reality is not that. The world's reality is not that. And so obviously for us to evolve, it takes effort, and you got to choose. You got to choose, I'm going to prioritize doing something for myself, investing in myself, prioritizing self-knowledge. And it's, self-knowledge, you might say it sounds abstract, it sounds obscure. It's the complete opposite. It is the most ingrained, down-to-earth, feet on the ground thing you can have, and you connect more with your own true nature, as well as the nature around you, so to speak, right? And there, from that point, then we start to expand and understand. So some of these books behind me here on the shelf, there's massive amounts of content and ideas, mostly written in Portuguese. We're working hard to get more and more of them into English. But the idea is that this little journey to Brazil, 2 weeks of the time in your existence, in your life, in this life, you go and you have this experience, and you might open up a whole new aspect to your life that you've been looking for. You may not be looking for it, and you may not want it, and that's fine. But if you are someone who wants to go deeper in your self-knowledge and understanding yourself and others, this is a fantastic opportunity in a lovely setting with all sorts of good stuff there. But it will bring little challenges, right? So it's not going to be a little rosy ride. Like you've got to confront yourself in a nice way, not in a nasty way, but you've got to do work to get through all the self-defense mechanisms and the wrong ideas you have about other people. And like, everything is your responsibility. Self-responsibility is like fundamental. Ideas from other people and inputs can help, but really it's you who drives the rhythm of your evolution. And if you're not moving, that's your fault. It's your responsibility. It's not anyone else's. It's not your mum's, your dad's, your whatever. That's just all secondary. not even secondary, tertiary, whatever. What is key is how you are choosing to manage yourself and your life and what you're choosing to do. So there's the challenge, and we see what we think and we go ahead. Guys, any other thoughts?
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of the session. Just a quick recap. This is a unique event with the theme of universalism and consciential openness. It's really an opportunity to have in-person experiences in English at CEAEC, which offers opportunities for immersion and learning about the consciential paradigm. And the International Journal of Conscientiology is a key platform for publishing research, and the open call for submissions is open right now. So, we'd like to leave you with a video. I hope it will be on, and the video captures the essence of the International Week, and we'd like to share this message with you before we go. So let's see if we can share that.
In a world where little seems to be within our control, understanding our own consciousness allows us to live a purposeful life. The 5th International Week of Conscientiology provides an excellent opportunity to access the profound understandings of multi-dimensional consciousness developed at the Center for the Higher Studies of Conscientiology in Iguazu Falls, Brazil. Join us in person to experience the unique energies of the center and connect with like-minded individuals from around the globe, or attend online for mind-opening insights and practical tools for your personal evolution. The 5th International Week of Conscientiology, your gateway to evolutionary excellence. Enroll now and be part of the consciousness movement.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope to see you there.